before you and said this was no ordinary time and called out for extraordinary measures. I'm proud to announce tonight not a single senator voted against this $2 trillion rescue bill to save American individuals, small businesses, large businesses, and to provide considerable funding for the healthcare workers and the scientists and the doctors and others who are trying to solve this pandemic. So I think if I were writing your headline, I'd say the Senate has pivoted from one of the most contentious, partisan periods in the nation's history to passing this rescue package 100-0, all in 1 quarter of this year. From arguably the most partisan, divisive thing you could possibly do to coming together entirely, 100 of us, to meet this challenge, I think says a lot about the United States Senate as an institution, our willingness to put aside our differences to do something really significant for the country. I think one of the reasons that happened is we're inspired by what's going on around the country. People are helping each other, reaching out, looking for ways to make a difference, following the directions of the healthcare professionals. This is a proud moment for the United States Senate and for the country, and we're going to win this battle in the very near future. With that, I'll take a couple of questions if there are any. Yeah.
Senator McConnell, understanding that, of course, this is a crisis and time is of the essence, this vote began and the public had not yet seen the bill. Lobbyists had seen the bill. And none of the debate had been held in public. There was virtually no public debate on what looks to be the largest bill in American history. Can you explain why that was, and should the public have had more time to understand what this bill is that is meant to help them?
Do you work here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're the elected representatives of the American people. We'll walk you through it again. We laid down a bill as a result of consultation with Republican members on key committees. We invited our Democratic friends to join us. By Sunday of this week, we had a bipartisan bill as a starting place. Then the Speaker and the Democratic leader came into my office on Sunday, and that slowed down the process, but it had already begun on a totally bipartisan basis. That's what we do here. We are elected to get results.
Respectfully, my question's about the public.
Yeah, and the public's watching all of it through you and the debates on the floor. This bill is no different from any other bill. This is the way all bills are developed. What was different about it, it was totally bipartisan from the beginning to the end. And as I just mentioned, we pivoted from impeachment to 100-0 on this rescue package. This was about as flawless as you could possibly be. We had input from everyone, all over the country, all parts of our society, from nonprofits to profits, all going to their elected representatives, coming into these discussions. This is a classic way you write legislation in a democracy. Yeah.
At the same time, I mean, you and Schumer didn't seem to interact too much with each other. Throughout the entire process, you were railing on Pelosi as if she did not have a right to have any sort of imprint on this bill.
I know you're paid to find something wrong with almost everything, but there's not much to argue about when people who are, I can answer, I'll be happy to answer myself. We pivoted from one of the most partisan exercises you could ever be engaged in to a bipartisan 100-0 $2 trillion rescue package for the country. Not much to complain about on process when you get that kind of an outcome for the country. You all have a good break, and we'll see you when we get back here, and hopefully we've bent the curve on this pandemic by then.
Is there a score for this bill?